The automotive industry is experiencing a meltdown that most people are completely unaware of. While mainstream media celebrates record sales and innovation, 7 major car brands are hemorrhaging customers faster than an overheated radiator loses coolant. These manufacturers that once dominated showrooms and commanded premium prices are now slashing stickers, begging dealerships to push inventory, and offering incentives so extreme they border on desperation. The truth about what is happening behind closed showroom doors would shock most car buyers. In this video, I am pulling back the curtain on the 7 brands experiencing customer exodus at unprecedented rates, revealing why their frantic attempts to retain market share are failing spectacularly, and what this collapse means for anyone considering a new vehicle purchase in 2026. Make sure you subscribe right now because the information I am about to share could save you from making a costly automotive mistake. The brand at number 1 is not just losing customers. Internal documents suggest they are preparing for a complete restructuring that could eliminate entire model lines. Number 7. Mitsubishi. The slow disappearance of Mitsubishi from American consciousness is reaching its inevitable conclusion. Just a decade ago, this brand maintained a respectable presence with the Lancer Evolution, earning enthusiast respect, and the Outlander offering competitive value in the compact SUV segment. Today, Mitsubishi showrooms feel like automotive ghost towns, with foot traffic so minimal that some dealers have converted half their floor space to service bays just to generate revenue. The numbers tell a brutal story. Mitsubishi's United States market share has cratered to less than 1%, a statistical margin so small it barely registers in industry analyses. For context, they sell fewer vehicles monthly than some luxury brands despite positioning themselves as a mainstream affordable option. This catastrophic volume collapse has triggered what industry insiders call a death spiral. Low sales lead to reduced marketing budgets, which result in even lower brand awareness, creating further sales declines in an endless cycle of irrelevance. The product lineup reveals why customers have abandoned Mitsubishi in droves. Number 6. Lincoln. Lincoln's luxury identity crisis has reached critical mass after years of inconsistent brand positioning. Once the definitive American luxury mark, Lincoln has spent 2 decades searching for relevance in a segment dominated by German engineering and increasingly competitive Japanese and Korean alternatives. Their latest reinvention attempt, focused on serene luxury and sanctuary-like interiors, has failed to gain meaningful traction with consumers who remain skeptical of Lincoln's premium credentials. The Matthew McConaughey advertising campaigns generated cultural buzz and late-night comedy segments, but they failed to translate into sustained sales momentum. After an initial curiosity spike, Lincoln sales have plateaued well below targets that would justify the brand's continued existence within Ford's portfolio. Industry tracking shows Lincoln's conquest rate, the percentage of buyers coming from competitor brands, remains stubbornly low. They are primarily selling to existing Ford loyalists, trading up rather than attracting genuinely new luxury customers from established premium brands. This suggests Lincoln is not expanding the luxury market. They are simply capturing a small percentage of customers who were already in the Ford ecosystem. Product differentiation failure lies at the heart of Lincoln's struggles. Despite genuine efforts to create distinct designs and interiors, most Lincoln models remain obviously related to Ford siblings. The Nautilus shares fundamental architecture with the Ford Edge. The Aviator is closely related to the Explorer. The Corsair has clear connections to the Escape. While Lincoln adds luxury features, upgraded materials, and refined styling, educated consumers recognize they are paying substantial premiums for what are essentially fancy Fords. This value proposition becomes even weaker when considering that high-trim Ford models like the Platinum and Limited editions offer many similar features at significantly lower prices. Why pay $15,000 more for a Lincoln badge when a loaded Ford provides 90% of the experience? This question haunts Lincoln showrooms where sales staff struggle to justify premium pricing against their own corporate siblings, not just external competitors. Technology and innovation gaps have widened as Lincoln falls behind in the features that increasingly define luxury. Their hybrid powertrains, while competent, trail competitors in sophistication and efficiency. Their driver assistance systems, though adequate, lack the advanced capabilities offered by Mercedes, BMW, and even Genesis. Their infotainment technology, despite improvements, feels a generation behind the cutting edge. In a segment where technology leadership matters enormously to buyer decisions, Lincoln's consistent second-tier status severely limits their appeal. Dealer network challenges compound product and positioning problems. Lincoln dealerships often share facilities with Ford stores, creating premium experience contradictions that undermine luxury positioning. Customers seeking a luxury purchase experience find themselves in showrooms where F-150 trucks dominate the floor space and service departments handle routine Ford maintenance alongside Lincoln repairs. This operational reality makes it nearly impossible to create the exclusive boutique experience that luxury buyers expect and competitors provide. The incentive addiction Lincoln has developed reveals deep demand problems masked by discounting. Lincoln routinely offers among the highest incentives in the luxury segment, frequently exceeding $8,000 per vehicle in combined rebates and subsidized lease support. These incentives artificially inflate sales numbers while destroying residual values and long-term brand equity. Customers have learned to expect massive discounts on Lincolns, eliminating any pricing power and ensuring that future models will require similar support regardless of objective merit. Resale value performance exposes the market's true assessment of Lincoln's luxury credentials. Despite premium initial pricing, Lincoln vehicles depreciate significantly faster than German luxury competitors and even many Japanese alternatives. 5-year-old Lincoln models retain approximately 15 to 20% less value than comparable BMW or Mercedes products, a value gap that increases total ownership costs and makes leasing economics challenging. This depreciation differential serves as the market's honest evaluation of Lincoln's actual luxury standing, and the verdict is harsh. Cultural relevance has evaporated as Lincoln fades from consumer consciousness and cultural conversations. Once the vehicle of presidents and cultural icons, Lincoln now struggles for any mindshare among luxury buyers. They are not considered seriously cross-shopped against German brands, nor do they benefit from the curiosity factor driving newer luxury entrants like Genesis. Lincoln occupies the worst position in the marketplace. Neither respected establishment nor interesting newcomer, just an aging American brand that most luxury shoppers ignore completely. Number 5. Dodge. Dodge's muscle car dependency has created an existential crisis as electrification mandates eliminate their core identity. For the past 2 decades, Dodge has successfully carved out a profitable niche selling high-horsepower nostalgia to performance enthusiasts. The Challenger and Charger, with their retro styling and absurd engine options like the supercharged Hellcat, created genuine enthusiast excitement and profitable sales despite aging platforms. This strategy is now collapsing as regulatory realities and corporate mandates force electrification. The announcement that Dodge will discontinue the V8-powered Challenger and Charger has triggered customer revolt among the brand's most passionate supporters. Enthusiast forums exploded with anger and betrayal when Dodge revealed electric replacement plans. These customers did not buy Dodge products for efficiency or technology. They bought them specifically for rumbling V8 soundtracks and tire-shredding horsepower. Converting these attributes to electric power, regardless of performance numbers, fundamentally changes what Dodge represents to its core audience. Early reactions to Dodge's electric muscle car concepts have been overwhelmingly negative, despite impressive performance specifications. The brand unveiled electric vehicles capable of 0 to 60 acceleration in the 2-second range and simulated exhaust sounds pumped through external speakers. Rather than excitement, these reveals generated mockery and rejection. Muscle car purists view synthesized engine sounds as pathetic theater and electric powertrains as antithetical to the visceral experience they cherish. This authenticity crisis threatens to alienate Dodge's existing customer base before attracting new buyers. The demographic challenge Dodge faces is particularly severe because their current customer base skews older and more traditional than most brands. Average Dodge muscle car buyers are in their 50s and 60s, demographics least likely to embrace electric vehicle technology. Meanwhile, younger buyers potentially interested in electric performance already have numerous options from Tesla, Rivian, and various European manufacturers. Dodge's belated entry into electric performance arrives years after competitors' established market positions, eliminating any first-mover advantage. Market positioning confusion has paralyzed Dodge's product planning beyond muscle cars. The Journey, once a value-oriented family crossover, was discontinued with no replacement. The Grand Caravan minivan, a segment staple for decades, has been eliminated with customers directed to Chrysler Pacifica. The Durango SUV soldiers on with minimal updates to aging architecture. This product portfolio has shrunk to essentially 2 muscle car variants and 1 outdated SUV, hardly a foundation for sustainable business. The Hornet, Dodge's attempt at a compact performance crossover, has landed with a resounding thud in the marketplace. Despite aggressive marketing and the Dodge performance branding, this Italian platform crossover has generated minimal consumer interest. Dealers report extremely low foot traffic and even lower conversion rates on Hornet sales. The vehicle represents everything Dodge's traditional customers do not want: small displacement, foreign architecture, and compromised performance. It attracts few conquest customers from competitors while confusing loyal Dodge buyers. Incentive escalation has begun as reality sets in that Dodge cannot command premium pricing outside its muscle car niche. Hornet models are already being discounted heavily despite being recently launched. Durango incentives have climbed steadily as the aging SUV faces fresher competition. Even the final edition muscle cars are sitting on dealer lots longer than anticipated, suggesting that the massive send-off demand Dodge anticipated may have been overestimated. These discounts erode the profitability that justified Dodge's continued existence within the Stellantis portfolio. Brand future uncertainty looms over every Dodge decision as industry insiders question whether the brand has any viable path forward. Parent company Stellantis has provided contradictory signals about Dodge's direction, sometimes positioning it as an electric performance brand, other times hinting at consolidation with other nameplates. This strategic ambiguity prevents the long-term product investment necessary for reinvention. Dealers and customers alike sense that Dodge may be managed for short-term profitability rather than long-term sustainability, a suspicion that becomes self-fulfilling as the most desirable customers avoid brands with uncertain futures. Number 4. Subaru. Subaru's safety reputation is crumbling under the weight of contradictory crash test results and quality concerns. For years, Subaru successfully marketed themselves as the safety-focused brand for outdoor-loving families who prioritize protection and reliability. Recent developments have severely damaged this carefully cultivated image. The brand faces testing inconsistencies that have confused and concerned loyal customers. Various Subaru models have received different safety ratings from different testing organizations, creating uncertainty about actual safety performance. When the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration produce conflicting assessments of the same vehicle, consumers understandably question which evaluation to trust. These discrepancies have generated negative media coverage that undermines decades of safety-first marketing. Quality metrics have deteriorated as Subaru's reliability rankings slip in multiple consumer studies. The brand that once competed with Toyota and Honda for dependability leadership now finds itself in the middle of the pack, or worse in various quality surveys. Infotainment problems plague multiple model lines, with the Starlink system generating thousands of customer complaints about freezing, rebooting, and complete failures. These electronic issues are particularly problematic because they affect daily usability and cannot be easily resolved through recalls or updates. The continuously variable transmission problems that destroyed Nissan's reputation are now affecting Subaru as well. Multiple class action lawsuits have been filed regarding premature CVT failures in various Subaru models. Owners report transmission shuddering, hesitation, and complete failures at relatively low mileage. The repair costs often exceed $5,000, occurring outside warranty periods and creating severe financial hardship for owners who believed they purchased reliable transportation. These transmission issues represent a fundamental engineering failure that contradicts everything Subaru has promised about durability and dependability. Eyesight safety system concerns have emerged as another significant problem, despite the technology being a key marketing differentiator. The camera-based driver assistance system has experienced issues with false alerts, unexpected deactivation, and failures in certain weather conditions. Owners report the system becoming non-functional in rain or snow, precisely the conditions where Subaru customers need assistance most. These reliability problems with safety-critical technology are particularly damaging for a brand whose entire identity centers on protection and security. And market saturation in core demographics has left Subaru with limited growth potential. The brand achieved remarkable success, converting outdoor enthusiasts, pet owners, and environmentally conscious consumers into loyal customers. However, they have essentially exhausted these niches. Subaru's conquest rate has declined as they struggle to expand beyond their traditional audience. The customers who would be attracted to Subaru's messaging have largely already been converted, leaving fewer viable prospects for continued growth. Pricing pressure has intensified as Subaru can no longer command premiums based on safety and reliability perceptions alone. Models like the Outback and Forester now require competitive incentives to move off dealer lots, a dramatic change from years past when certain Subarus sold at or above MSRP. This discounting necessity erodes the profitability that made Subaru such a success story. When your entire business model depends on premium pricing justified by superior safety and reliability, any erosion of those attributes directly threatens financial viability. The decline in brand loyalty is perhaps most concerning for Subaru's future prospects. Studies show that Subaru previously enjoyed some of the highest owner loyalty rates in the industry, with over 60% of owners repurchasing the brand. Recent data suggests this loyalty is eroding as quality problems and safety concerns drive traditional Subaru families toward Toyota, Honda, and even Korean alternatives. Each loyalty defection is particularly damaging because Subaru's business model depends on repeat purchases and word-of-mouth recommendations rather than conquest sales and mass market appeal. Design stagnation has left Subaru's lineup looking dated compared to rapidly evolving competitors. While other manufacturers embrace bold styling and modern aesthetics, Subaru models retain conservative designs that feel increasingly behind the times. The interior quality, while functional, lacks the refinement and materials quality that competitors now offer at similar price points. Younger buyers shopping crossovers find Subaru interiors plasticky and uninspiring compared to Mazda's upscale cabins or Hyundai's technology-rich environments. This design deficit limits Subaru's ability to attract new customers even as they struggle to retain existing ones. Number 3. Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo's American dream has turned into a nightmare of unfulfilled promises and disappearing dealers. The Italian brand's latest attempt to establish United States presence began with tremendous optimism and beautiful products like the Giulia sedan and Stelvio SUV. Both vehicles earned automotive press acclaim for their stunning designs, engaging driving dynamics, and emotional character. Despite these objective strengths, Alfa Romeo has spectacularly failed to gain meaningful market traction, and the brand is now in full retreat mode. Reliability concerns have absolutely devastated Alfa Romeo's reputation before it could establish a foothold. The brand consistently ranks at or near the bottom of every major quality and reliability study. Owners report electrical gremlins, check engine lights, and mysterious malfunctions that dealerships struggle to diagnose or repair. These problems contradict every expectation buyers have for vehicles costing $50,000 or more. When luxury buyers can choose German engineering or Japanese reliability at similar prices, Italian unreliability becomes an impossible sell. Dealer network collapse provides the most visible evidence of Alfa Romeo's American failure. The brand began this market attempt with ambitious plans for over 80 United States dealerships. That number has declined precipitously as dealers terminate franchise agreements after losing money year after year. Many former Alfa Romeo dealers now display only token inventory, a single Stelvio or Giulia gathering dust in a corner of showrooms dominated by more profitable brands. This dealer exodus creates a vicious cycle. Fewer dealers mean less convenience for customers, which reduces sales, which causes more dealers to exit. Service and support nightmares plague the few customers willing to take a chance on Alfa Romeo products. With dealers closing and consolidating, many owners must travel hours to reach authorized service facilities. Parts availability is often problematic, with repairs delayed weeks or months waiting for components to arrive from Italy. These service challenges transform minor issues into major ordeals, creating intensely negative ownership experiences that get shared widely on social media and owner forums. Resale value destruction has been absolute and unprecedented for a supposedly premium brand. Number 2, Jaguar. Jaguar's reinvention attempt has failed spectacularly as the historic British luxury brand faces potential extinction. The latest strategic pivot toward all-electric luxury has been met with market indifference and internal chaos. Jaguar recently announced plans to discontinue all current models, go silent for over a year, and re-emerge as an ultra-luxury electric brand competing with Bentley and Rolls-Royce. This strategy sounds desperate because it is desperate. The brand positioning confusion this creates is difficult to overstate. Jaguar currently sells relatively affordable luxury sedans and SUVs starting in the mid-$40,000 range. They now claim the future involves six-figure electric vehicles targeting completely different customers. This discontinuity makes no sense to consumers, dealers, or industry analysts. How does a brand currently struggling to sell $45,000 F-Paces suddenly become credible, selling $150,000 electric sedans? The logic is absent. Current model discontinuation without immediate replacements has created a sales catastrophe. Why would anyone purchase a current Jaguar knowing the entire lineup is being discontinued with no parts or service support planned? Dealers report that sales have essentially stopped as this news has spread. Number 1, Land Rover. Land Rover's reliability crisis has reached catastrophic proportions, destroying the brand's premium positioning and customer loyalty. Once the aspirational choice for affluent families seeking capability and luxury, Land Rover has become synonymous with breakdowns, dealer visits, and buyer's remorse. The numbers are staggering and undeniable. Land Rover consistently ranks dead last in virtually every reliability study conducted by consumer organizations and automotive researchers. We are not talking about middling performance or slight below-average ratings. We are talking about reliability scores so abysmal they seem almost intentional. The vehicle dependability problems span every model and every system. Range Rover buyers spending over $100,000 report air suspension failures, electronic malfunctions, and engine problems. Discovery owners experience transmission issues and electrical gremlins. Defender customers who purchased vehicles explicitly marketed for rugged capability find themselves stranded with mechanical failures. The consistency of problems across the entire lineup indicates systemic quality control failures rather than isolated issues. Repair cost nightmares compound reliability problems because Land Rover parts and service carry luxury price tags. When the air suspension fails on a Range Rover, the repair bill frequently exceeds $5,000. When the infotainment system requires replacement, the cost can approach $4,000. These repair expenses occur with alarming frequency and often fall outside warranty coverage. Owners discover they have purchased vehicles requiring thousands in annual maintenance beyond normal service. The warranty dependency reveals how Land Rover acknowledges their quality problems while refusing to fix root causes. Extended warranty purchase rates for Land Rover products exceed 70%, meaning almost 3/4 of buyers feel compelled to purchase additional protection beyond factory coverage. This statistic alone should terrify potential buyers. When 7 out of 10 customers believe extended warranties are necessary, the message about expected reliability is unmistakable. Dealer service department profitability has created perverse incentives where Land Rover dealerships make more money from repairs than sales. This business model might be sustainable if it didn't destroy customer satisfaction and brand loyalty. Owners grow to resent brands that require constant dealer visits and expensive repairs. The frustration and financial burden eventually drive even affluent customers toward more reliable alternatives. Social media amplification has magnified Land Rover's reliability problems exponentially. Owner groups and forums overflow with breakdown stories, repair bills, and warnings to avoid the brand. These authentic customer experiences carry more weight than any marketing campaign. When potential buyers research Land Rovers online, they encounter overwhelming evidence of reliability nightmares that no amount of beautiful advertising can overcome. Resale value implosion reflects the market's honest assessment of Land Rover's quality. Despite six-figure original prices, Range Rovers depreciate faster than almost any vehicle sold in America. The corporate response has been inadequate as parent company Tata Motors seems unwilling or unable to invest the resources necessary to fundamentally improve Land Rover quality. Press releases promise improvements and announcements herald new quality control measures, but actual results remain abysmal year after year. This pattern suggests either incompetence or acceptance that Land Rover will continue as a high-volume, low-quality brand sustained by marketing rather than engineering excellence. The exodus is accelerating as even die-hard Land Rover loyalists finally abandon the brand after years of problems. Online forums document longtime owners switching to Lexus, BMW, or even American brands after their third or fourth Land Rover proves just as unreliable as the previous ones. These defections represent permanent brand damage. Once a loyal customer switches and discovers that reliable luxury vehicles actually exist, they never return. Land Rover is losing not just current sales, but all future potential from these families. There you have it. 7 automotive brands that went from respected names to caution tales. See you in the next one.